What in the 2014 is going on? I'm just as baffled as all of you are. You know, I'm living in my peaceful bubble nowadays, still uploading content to the internet, and yet just occasionally I kind of get thrown back into the zeitgeist, and it's just as confusing to me as you. I love my little internet life. I think I've created quite a nice bubble where I still can share my life, I still can be creative, I still have like unbelievable access, as well as to have the privilege of a platform still. The gratitude does not escape me. Not a moment goes by where I don't think, oh my God, I feel so special. And who would have thunk it over a decade later? Yes, it has been over a decade. I am turning 33 in a few weeks. People still care. Not only about me, but a relationship I had for 2 years. I'm going to keep this relatively short, concise, and neutral. I may write about it in greater detail over on my Substack, ConnorFranta.substack.com. Subscribe, follow. I am a New York Times bestselling author. 2 times, actually. There is no drama. There is no tea. I think maybe you clicked on it for one or the other. However, there is no bad blood between my former boyfriend and myself. We actually inevitably did meet up much later than the song would suggest, years after that. We bumped into each other out of nowhere at an event, and for the first time, both of us actually engaged in conversation in like years, and it went over very smoothly. I think in many ways, both of us, I shouldn't actually speak for him. I think in many ways, I felt like, you know, he was the boogeyman to me. I felt like when you're running away from wanting to talk to someone or confront someone or have a hard conversation, it can feel like you're climbing Mount Everest. And then inevitably you just make it out to be something much scarier and larger than it actually is. So in that moment when we both were just 2 guys living completely separate lives, slightly scared and extremely vulnerable, it was the great equalizer, that moment where we both were just truly eye to eye, like, hey, we're just 2 people. Can we be friends? So what I have to say about 2014 and that era is that I still feel very fortunate that I have no bad blood with anyone, especially anyone from that time. I feel like Switzerland, a little angel that somehow has dodged every bullet that seemingly every other YouTuber of that time has been hit with. The fucking horrible thing about that song is that, like, I mean, he was right, but he was also completely wrong. I think he got the good side of things emotionally, but I think in many ways a song like that neglects the idea that people are individuals and everyone chooses their own path in life. I think the good side of life is completely subjective, and the older I get, the more I realize I'm living my good side. To me, my life is exceptional. Like, I just feel so lucky. I feel so happy. I feel like I'm surrounded by people I love. I get to, I'm physically fit. I get to go outdoors. I climb mountains. I'm scuba diving 100 feet under the ocean. I write books. I craft videos. I meet and interact with some of pop's greatest female icons before they are icons. It's happened quite a few times, and it's really starting to freak me out. Star. Obsessed with the fact that Chappell Roan was dragged into this twink issue, unwarranted, unsolicited. Solidarity for my girl. There's so many moments from my life back then that I feel so detached from and I've never really spoken of on the internet. And a lot of it was because at the time I felt like a lost person. I felt like I didn't know my own identity. I felt like I was kind of navigating a really difficult situation. And now that I've made it on the other side, I've made it out of that, a mature, confident individual with seemingly the same haircut. Maybe now I can talk about these things because honestly, they're so distant from my current reality. Like, I'm an uncle now. I own a home. I have responsibility now. I don't know. It just feels so trivial to, I guess, like, be stressed about something that doesn't exist anymore. The main thing I have to say is to anyone watching, to anyone that still cares about me, who's still kind to me, who still consumes anything I create, is thank you. I owe everything to you. Having this platform, having a voice is the honor of my life. And I am just eternally grateful for that. The final words I have are actually for him. So if you happen to be watching this, I just wanted to let you know that I'm proud of you too for every single thing that you've done. Love y'all. Hope you're having a great week, and I will see you super soon. Bye.